In the year 2025, the world is a greener place. Coastal cities have long been powered by wind turbines, but now mountainous villages are harnessing the high-altitude winds as well. One such village is nestled between snow-capped peaks where the wind blows strong and constant. For generations, this village has relied on wind to shape their lives, from the clothes they wear to the mills that grind their wheat. At the center of the village stands a massive windmill that provides power to homes and businesses alike. It's a marvel of engineering, a testament to the ingenuity of the villagers who built it. But like all things mechanical, it requires maintenance, and that's where our story begins. On a blustery day in late March, 16-year-old Taro, apprentice to the village wood carver, is making a walking stick. He's just about finished when he hears a crack followed by the sound of metal on metal. Startled, he runs outside to see what happened. The massive windmill is in trouble. Its blades, usually symbols of the village's ingenuity and power, are now broken and useless, lying on the ground like fallen giants. The storm has knocked out the power and the village faces a blackout. Taro's master, Kato, shakes his head in disappointment. Without the mill, they won't be able to process the wheat and will instead have to rely on rations. Useless boy, Kato mutters, thinking of how much time and money has wasted on Taro. Useless art? As Taro walks home that night, he thinks about his master's words. Is wood carving really useless? He stops to look at the windmill, its gears frozen in mid-rotation. What can he do to help? The next morning, Taro wakes up early. He needs to talk to his master. But first, he must gather materials for his carving. The problem is he doesn't know what kind of wood the windmill blades are made of. He asks around town, but no one seems to know. Taro's about to give up when an old woman offers to help. She remembers when the windmill was built. The blades were made of kiri wood, she says, strong and light, perfect for carving. The only problem is that harvesting kiri wood is dangerous. The trees grow on cliff sides and often fall into the ravines below. Most carvers won't touch them, but Taro isn't most carvers. He rushes to the ravine to see if he can find any usable pieces. Luckily, he's not the only one who had this idea. A logging team has already started work, but they haven't found anything suitable. Their foreman, however, takes pity on the boy and lets him try. Taro climbs up on a rock face and looks around. There, wedged between two boulders, is a perfect piece of kiri wood. With a rope and a pulley system, Taro brings the wood down and starts carving. It's going to be a long week. Meanwhile, the village elders meet to discuss the situation. In a few days, a delegation from the city will arrive to inspect the windmill. If they aren't able to fix it, the village could lose its power and be plunged into darkness. No one has any ideas, so they decide to put the problem in the hands of fate. They'll hold a lottery to see who will be responsible for fixing the mill. But before they can do that, they hear a shout from outside. Everyone runs to their window to see what's happening. There, standing in front of the windmill, is Taro, his blade finished. At the base of the windmill, his friends cheer him on, as he runs to the top of the structure, determined to finish his task. Over the next few hours, Taro and his friends work feverishly to attach the blade to the windmill. Finally, it's time. Taro gives the blade a final polish and steps back to admire his work. The wind catches the blade and spins it, and he knows that he's done it. The village will not be plunged into darkness. When the elders heard the news, they rushed to the windmill to see if Taro had really fixed it. Sure enough, the blade was turning and the power was back on. The village was safe. As the sun set over the mountains, Taro and his friends celebrated their victory with a feast. They knew that they had accomplished something great, and they couldn't wait to tell the whole village. That night, as Taro lay in bed, he thought about everything that had happened over the past week. He had faced ridicule from the villagers and doubt from his master, but he had never given up. And in the end, he had proven that he was not useless. In fact, he had saved the village, From that day forward, Taro was never mocked again. In fact, he became one of the most respected members of the village. And whenever the wind blew through the mountains, the villagers would think of Taro and his amazing blade. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe so you won't miss the next episode. Until then, stay tuned.